What if I told you that 80% of life insurance agents are working more than they need to and earning less than they deserve? Well, it's definitely true. In the last 5 years, I've been able to serve over 2,000 life insurance agents in different business models due to the multi seven figure agency that I've been able to build and scale. So, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the main three business model that I've seen and sharing pros and cons for each of them to hopefully help you figure out which one is right for you according to your income goals and your lifestyle desires. The first business model that we're going to cover is the volume game. This is where you're going to sell a high volume of low commission products, typically to individuals and families that have very basic insurance needs. So we're talking about term life, small whole life, and universal life policies, final expense, mortgage protection, a lot of different simple products that are going to make you about $1,000 to $4,000 in commission per sale. Now, when it comes to the pros of that business model, is that it's very common, very easy to get started in with no experience or expertise. Secondly, because you're working with a lot of small clients, you're going to have, consistent smaller wins that are coming in and helping you create momentum in your business. And thirdly, it's a very low barrier of entry for your clients to buy your products, which makes it easier on the sales side and easier to get you going. Now, some of the cons of that model is that you'll see these agents constantly having to prospect or buy leads. Secondly, it can get very intensive when it comes to managing a big book of business when you have a lot of small clients at scale. And because of that, the third con is that your ceiling for income growth is quite limited without you having to have a significant team expansion or without you having to get into model number three, which we're going to get to here in a second. So, just to give you a real life example, I know an agent who wrote 127 policies last year, all issued and paid, but he still only made $95,000 in profit after all of his expenses, which, in my opinion, is a very low amount compared to the work that he had to put in to get those results. Now, model number two that is very common is the MLM Agency Builder. This is the guys and girls that are more focused on the recruiting model and building their downlines. So their target market is mainly people that are trying to make additional income or people that are looking to start their very first business. They'll sell the same products as the volume game, but also a lot of simplified products, instant approval products that have standardized presentations that their company has built for them. So it's a very hierarchy based multi level structure as far as like the business with a lot of different agents that override each other. But there are some pros to that. Like there is legitimate potential for passive income through overrides. There's a very clear roadmap for advancement through different ranks in the company. You have built in trainings and support systems. There's a big social aspect, team culture aspect, and a lot of self improvement vibes. Everybody's trying to, to some level, help each other in these businesses. Obviously, there's a few cons with that model as well. Uh, like, for example, your income and your compensation percentages are heavily dependent on your ability to recruit people in this business. And it's a business that has a very high turnover rate. Typically, 80 to 90% of recruits are going to quit within their first year. So, this means agents in the MLM Agency Builder model are in constant need to recruit and replace for departing agents, and that means their time is always split between selling and recruiting. So they end up chasing two rabbits and getting none most of the time. Now, I don't want to spend too much time here. I want to give you guys the good stuff, which is model number 3, which we call the high ticket agent. So this is the opposite of model number 1, which was the volume game. This is the low volume, high commission game where you're mainly focused on advanced strategies. So your target market are profitable business owners and high net worth individuals. The typical products and policies that you'll be working on include advanced strategies like premium financing, executive bonus plans, defined benefit plans, buy sell agreements, and quite frankly, much more than that. The agents that are high ticket are able to make seven-figure incomes with very lean teams, like one or two admin assistants, maybe one junior advisor, and an outsourced marketing team. That's the typical structure in this model. So, some of the pros of that model is that you can make average commissions of $35,000 to $50,000 per case, which means you only really need 20 or 30 clients a year to make $1 million income, which obviously means fewer clients, fewer headaches, and more time freedom. A lot of the agents in that model are working primarily from referrals and pre qualified appointments. So that's definitely a pro. Now, when it comes to the cons of that model, there's a very steep learning curve. It requires expertise in business taxation and advanced strategies. And secondly, there are much longer sales cycles. So typically, 30 to 120-day plus is the typical sales cycles for these higher commission, larger cases, which, people would argue it's definitely worth it. But just to give you some success metrics, we currently have 75 plus clients that are in this model. They are high ticket agents, and all of them have incomes ranging from 400K a year to $3 million a year. Now, the reason why their income is much higher is because of the impact that they have on their clients, which is much bigger. Because business owners and high net worth individuals are not just buying insurance to protect themselves or cover their, uh, funerals. They're buying insurance because they want to solve major tax problems that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, for them. And that's why we have the saying, if you serve bigger, you will earn bigger. Now, I just shared with you the main three business models, the pros and cons. So, which model is right for you? Well, most agents naturally start in model 1 or model 2, which would be the volume game or the MLM Agency Builder model. But less than 1% will ever scratch the surface of the high ticket model. And it's not because they don't want to get there, it's mainly because they don't know what is the best way to get the necessary knowledge and start your client base as a high ticket agent. And there's definitely a few things you need if you'll be a successful high ticket agent. You need access to qualified, profitable business owners, AKA clients. You need advanced strategy training and case design support. You probably need a community of other high performing, high ticket agents that you can learn from. And lastly, you need a system to remove the admin burden from your shoulder. And that's exactly why we created the high ticket agent blueprint. Just to give you a quick story, one of our long term clients, Tanya, she was doing final expense and mortgage protection, and she was basically in the model number 1, the volume game. But within 60 days of starting the high ticket agent blueprint, she was able to close 3 business owner cases that were worth a total of $93,000 in commission, which obviously was able to flip the script for her. And she was able then to become a high ticket agent. So, if you are personally interested in learning more about how to become a high ticket agent, how to become the top 0.01% of agents in the industry that are consistently writing 30 to $50,000 cases, well, I invite you to visit our website, fundacomedia.com. You'll learn a lot more there about the high ticket agent blueprint and how you can become a high ticket agent. That's it for today, guys. In the next few weeks, we're going to publish a completely new case study live on YouTube with Tanya, describing her experience of becoming a high ticket agent. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe and activate the notification bell so that you don't miss out on this upcoming video. I'll see you soon. Cheers.